Hello everyone and welcome to Quality Old Games. Today we are having part 3 of the Eastern Roman Empire campaign, and quite appropriately the starting screen is focused on the Vandal armies. And they are going to be, I guess, our main threat in this episode. So we need to somehow thwart these armies from, I guess, sacking Constantinople, Thessalonica and Sirmium. Likely they will head to Salona at some point too. So we have two armies at our disposal. A bit weaker armies, but I think they should be able to do at least something here. And at the same time, we will continue to push forwards here in Italy and in Northern Africa. And let's try to gain some resources here. So there is faction leader, faction heir actually. Okay. And then there are some reinforcements which fortunately are not too good. So they will be coming from the other side of the city, and the enemy defenses in infantry consist only one unit of archers, so we should be able to gain control of the gateway and surrounding towers rather soon. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. The problem will be how to intercept those reinforcements fast enough so that they won't be causing us additional troubles while we are moving to the center of the city. And if we are to surprise the enemy reinforcements, we really should go with at least cavalry as fast as possible, and probably, well, I don't think we will take any infantry with us, so either the cavalry will do it, or then we are not going to do it. Oh, actually you can hold. And apparently no enemies on the walls. That's good news for us. And then we just need to intercept as much of those enemy reinforcements as possible. So at least taking out those Bucellari would be important.
Our siege towers have reached the walls. Now there will be hard fighting to break the defenses. Legionary, run!
And let's see how we will fare. Okay, they turn to face us. That's actually excellent. We should be able to take down quite a few of these. Let's see if those Limitane will break as well. They have broken already. And then hopefully the Foderati infantry will break too. Okay, excellent. So the main goal here is to make sure that as little of the enemy reinforcements as possible get to help in the city defense, but I think we need to move out rather soon because that boiling oil. I think that attack was actually rather excellent. And let's see about our troops. They are not... Okay, so that tower got destroyed. Let's take the gateway. And then let's get back as much of the troops as we can. The gateway is ours. And then let's take the rest of the walls from the area we are going to need. So I guess this is going to be our entrance to the city center. Unfortunately, some towers are going to get some free shots on us here, but it's better that these comitatenses take them instead of the whole army down there. And let's take that tower as well. And it's time to bring in the main army. So, an Imperial German bodyguard, Foederati cavalry, and a unit of archers. And is actually that Foederati cavalry moving against us? Not quite yet, at the very least. Let's put that cohort into position to give some shelter while the rest of the army forms up. And then these guys should move against those enemy archers, because I think they can outrange them. They should be able to take care of them in rather short order. And I think it's time to begin reinforcing the infantry here, in case the enemy general decides to move against us. Fortunately, that's the Foederati cavalry instead of the general's bodyguard. And I think we should be able to take down that enemy cavalry rather easily. And as they break, I think we have rather good opportunity to take care of the enemy archers and push towards the city center. And while there, we should be in rather good position to take care of the enemy general.
The enemy general is killed. Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts.
Okay, and now it's important to look after the and let's try to make a couple of charges to the flank of the enemy general. At least he's taking casualties, which is good. Wavering already. I think we should have this. And I don't think you guys should be shooting anymore. Well, that was more than unfortunate. I'm just wondering if the AI here in the remastered version is targeting my generals, or have I had just bad luck, or what's the reason for this situation, because I think I have lost quite a bit more frequently generals than in the Western Roman Empire campaign. Actually, I think we are going to combine the troops . Take the mercenaries and move forwards. And our next target will be Rome itself, which is actually rather well defended. But I think we can manage to get some reinforcements rather soon. And can we send some reinforcements, for example, from Caesarea? He, by the way, looks much older than 28. So at least some cavalry should be available. Hopefully soon. And another question is, can we have some mercenaries from this area? At least some. And I think we should train these hippotoxotai at the very least. And in Thessalonica, I think we need to focus on archery units which we are in short supply, at least an ability to produce in this area. And in Sirmium, let's see if the number of peasants there could improve. It's public order. In Antioch, we are producing troops. In Sidon, the public order is looking a bit bad, and in Jerusalem especially. Let's bring those troops to Antioch, and Hatra is likely to be besieged rather soon. Can we have not too good troops from Caesarea? Alexandria is doing okay, at least for now. And in Salamis, we will need to upgrade the Governor's Palace. And I think I should build some mines, so our economy could improve. But let's see what happens now. Okay, so the Vandals decided to move on, which is some excellent news. So we should be able to build the fort where it was supposed to be built originally. And let's send some units, or unit as a garrison. I think not actually those archers, but let's send that cavalry unit. Okay. And then we need to bring... Oh! So, did the Goths steal our settlement? That's actually outrageous. Well, at least we got some money out of it, but... I don't like this at all. And of course now we are going to need some reinforcements for that army. And since that city produces so much gold, I think we'll improve those gold mines there. And in Constantinople I would like to build this urban barracks. Let's see if that's possible after this battle here. So we are up to Limitane archers and 60 bodyguards. I think we should be able to do or beat this city. It would have been better if we had peace with the Goths, but bribing our city there was practically an act of war. That was unacceptable. So, we have mercenary army. Getting rid of those camels won't be too problematic. But I think we should try to conserve our mercenary Equites veterani. And of course, if the crossbows and the general can come away from there, if those guys are starting to throw spears,
our soldiers have captured the walls. Now is the time to press on and capture this place.
okay, that's good. Let's send 2 camels in first. And once again the bodyguard is taking some hits. And now the enemy is bringing archers. I think our second... Oh! Nice of these archers to come into melee range. Except they are actually doing significant casualties to our camel riders. And why the crossbows are not firing? And let's take care of the rest of the archers. And okay. So much for that. So let's send in some more camels. And they can go right through there. And we were able to take down at least some of those bodyguards there. So now the question is, can these camels smash through those Limitanae? I think they should be able to do that. And they were able to do that. Excellent. So now basically it's only the bodyguard. And perhaps if we bring the crossbows there, we might be able to take or inflict some damage onto that bodyguard. And it seems they are coming into this area. Let's try to take the center. Okay. At least we were able to inflict some damage there, and a victory. Nice. So I think with the loot from this settlement, we should be able to start the urban barracks construction, and then we can make a doom stack of legionary or comitatenses first cohorts. And of course the capturing of this city opens up an avenue towards Carthage. Rome is rather well defended, so it might actually be prudent to bypass the Eternal City for now and besiege these two cities there. But let's begin the construction of the sorry about that, the urban barracks. And then I think the rest of the money should be spent in these regions there. Oh, let's check this one. So do we have some cities? So upgrade is possible in Sinope. Let's check that. So we will need about 3,000 for that. Jerusalem will need an amphitheater, at least at some point. But Sidon, okay, it has arena. Excellent. I think we had one settlement, rather large settlement, that had no arena. Well, I guess we will build mines in Athens, so maybe at some point we can tackle the financial problems, at least to some degree. And we have some mercenaries available in this region. And what's the status of our unit production in this area? I think these... oh, they might be moving against Antioch. So, those archers actually are not moving forwards just yet. We need to wait a bit more, and I think Goths will be assaulted rather soon. Oh, they lifted the siege. That's good. And another Jerusalem is growing. That's actually bad. What about a port here? It will bring quite nice income. Jerusalem. We are a bit short of funds here. I guess we need to start games. That's always one of the worst possibilities how to improve public order, because they cost so much. I think the Eastern Archers are the most critical units here in the bridge. And I think we will send these troops to reinforce the armies there. And as we bypass Rome, is it Ravenna or what? We are moving against next there. Here, let's see what happens if we move our mercenary army out. The public order should hold. And in Tarentum, I think we should train some defensive troops. It's near the Western Roman Empire main areas, so it's likely that it will be attacked, at least at some point. These eastern archers should be sent for retraining to Antioch. And I think we have no other options than to save money, unless there are some decent enough building projects that could bring us quite a bit of money. For example, improving ports or building mines. They will bring us at least some money, but not quite the amount I'm hoping for. I think Ephesus could benefit from improved mines, at least at some point. So, it's time to finish the turn. Okay.
Dear friend,
I guess we can ally ourselves with the Berbers. And do we actually have a diplomat somewhere around here? I think we could try to get some agreements with them, or with some people in the north. I think this army needs reinforcements faster than the other one, and I guess these need to be brought back to Salona, and maybe even some reinforcements from Tarentum. If we are able. So at least now we can begin construction of Proconsul's Palace in Sinope. These mercenaries will arrive to this front here. And at the moment our income is taking quite heavy beating. So let's see how our armies will fare if they march northwards. So basically, I think we want to go around that army. There is just no reason to waste our manpower on those. And Ravenna looks like ripe for taking. Having another city in the Western Roman heartland will be quite beneficial. And I think we have... Oh, Goths needs to be checked. So we are building a port. And we can retrain those, and let's build some Limitane, just in case. And so much for keeping the Bosporan Strait blocked from the enemies. And I think the Goths will form a horde rather soon. So here are large stone walls. I think the garrison should be able to hold. So about these two comitatenses, maybe they could go to reinforce the besieging army here. 2 units of comitatenses. I think we need to train a bit more, or rather build a bit more of that siege equipment. And let's hope we can keep this city under control without... Okay, Ephesus is growing. That's problematic. So let's hope Jerusalem will stay in order even if the population grows still more. And Goths is besieged once again. And I guess we are going to have soon a Gothic horde. And at the very least we are going to get rid of some of that some of those costs. And we have a general here. I think he could take charge of the armies in Italy. And these mercenaries as well. Except I think we should get rid of these to improve our financial situation. At least some of these. And let's wait a bit more still. I think with 6 siege towers we should be able to capture it rather easily. And here Carthage is rather lightly defended. We should be able to take it as well. And they are not building anything here. So basically it means that we need to gather an army from Hatra. Leave it a bit vulnerable and then try to force these out from the area. Okay, 2 units of Hippotoxotai and 1 unit of Equites Auxilia to the front, and let's get rid of these horse archers too, because we are going to need the money. And we have a turn. I think the situation has deteriorated a bit. Fortunate. Oh, what was that? So Kyrene hasn't built anything. Okay. So we need to react to what the enemies are doing.
A most generous proposal.
Let's see if these will pay 2,000.
A most generous proposal.
Excellent. And I think the Eastern Roman or Western Roman Empire, in fact, is going to be in big trouble soon. But they still can pester us, since if we defeat, or rather when we defeat this army, they will have the second army waiting to assault us. And since the Vandals and Huns are moving quite freely in the Western Roman Empire area, most likely, at least some of their armies will most likely come towards Salona. So we need to continue improving our defenses there. The good thing is that as they pass from the area directly north of us, I think we can relax a bit of our security near the bridges. I think one army should suffice to defend those areas. Okay, and let's hope the towers will do some heavy hitting here. So actually the priests are the ones going in first. Interesting.
The enemy towers have reached the walls. Pray to the gods.
And unfortunately in this remastered version there won't be the bug, or a bug, so that the troops wouldn't use the tower. So I think at the very least we will lose the gateway,
The walls are no longer ours.
and these Vandalic Romans will most likely destroy our wall there. Which is not nice, but I think other towers should be working, and at least several of those should be able to fire at the enemies that go in. And the casualties are starting to mount a bit by bit.
The walls are collapsing. The enemy have dug beneath them.
Unfortunately, that Sarmatian Auxilia is taking heavy hits. And of course we need to hope that Limitane, or rather the Comitatenses, will take heavy casualties as well. Which seems to be the case, at least to some degree. And I think the enemies will focus on this area here. So I think we can put these troops here. And since the shield is on their left hand, I think the Eastern archers could perform quite well in here. And let's actually put guard mode on, so that they won't go chasing fleeing enemies. And when the comitatenses come, that's the real test. Can we take care of them? Okay, actually we can. Yes, we can. As in the Obama campaign several years past. And there shouldn't be too many of the enemies left. So one unit of Limitarne is still coming towards us. I think those archers will go down soon. And that's Imperial German bodyguard, so I think we need to send actually all of our infantry to deal with it. And let's see if our archers could actually be of some service here. Shooting the bodyguard in the back. Will go a long way to winning us the battle there. And then it seems we have only this one unit of Limitarne to deal with. That's most of the enemy strength. And let's hope they will hurry. The good thing is, even though that wall will be permanently damaged, if the enemy decides to attack with the second army this turn, at least our archers and Limitarne will have replenished their ammo. And the gateway will be ours as well in the next battle. So we should be in decent enough position in the next battle as well. And let's make sure that these guys are not coming back. I guess that's enough. And a man of an hour would be nice. Then again, one question is, should I move against the Goths and try to wipe them out altogether? Okay, now we are having at least some money. Let's besiege Carthage. And actually I don't think we want to buy those mercenaries just yet. But we want to start construction of that Imperial Palace here. Unfortunately, in this expansion there are no Praetorian Guards available from the Imperial Palace. Okay, now they are having siege equipment. So it might be actually possible to entice the enemy to attack. Nonetheless, let's send these guys to be retrained. And next turn we will attack there. And I think we will bring the... Sirmium and Salona both are very important settlements. So I think replenishing those troops will be quite important. And let's see if we are able to take down. Is it Ravenna? That Imperial German bodyguard is going to be problematic, especially in this difficulty setting, and we shouldn't underestimate those comitatenses either. I think one of them can easily take out 2 of our infantry units on the walls, unless we can soften them up quite a bit. And then again, our own infantry will be quite battered, and they will break easily against the enemy bodyguard. So, the battle most definitely is not going to be easy. But let's do our best here. Of course, these crossbows will be very useful. And I guess we could have 2 siege towers on that wall section. And then okay, so only one comitatenses cohort in here. And hopefully we can inflict some damage there. And of course the nice thing is that we should be able to attack them from 2 sides.
Our siege towers have reached the walls. Now there will be hard fighting to break the defenses.
Okay, and time to pull back these guys too. So we are going to have 4 cohorts on the wall. And I think they should be able to take care of those comitatenses. Especially once we capture that tower. The bad thing is that... Okay. So this tower is still shooting. The bad thing is that we have 3 cohorts on this side and only 1 on this other side. And let's take this tower just in case,
Our soldiers have captured the wall.
before moving to engage those comitatenses there. And then let's take the gateway and bring the rest of our army inside the walls. That should cause some damage to the enemy morale and boost our morale. And hopefully these guys are starting to shoot. Of course they are not. And how about throwing some pillar? Apparently not. So, I guess if we want to win this, we need to bring the Bucellary on the walls. And finally, let's give it another throw. Okay, they want to use the siege tower. That's fine. And that's 86 bodyguards. Okay. Too bad. And I think this is going to be our path to the city center. So we need to take these two towers, and from there, at the very least. Okay, that's ours. So these two towers, and we should be in adequate position to take care of the enemies there. Okay, and now the Western Roman soldiers are panicking as well. So we should have a bit of a time. These mercenary veterani. Let's see if we are able to stab the enemy into the back with these. That could be quite important, but first we need to rest a bit. With these troops we have 94 of these. I'm just wondering, will they be helpful or more of a hindrance, as they have sustained some casualties already? So basically we will form up in here. And let's hope that the enemy army won't move to engage us while we are forming up. So far so good. And I think these eastern archers should be on this side, so that they can hit the enemy a bit better. And let's move our flanking force there. Time for those troops to get a bit of a rest. And let's see if we can alter the formation here so that we could have more than a bit of a concave. And I think we will just begin to shoot those bodyguards. So, if they come one by one, that would be great, and a good volley of Pila hopefully will take down at least some of these bodyguards. No, don't shoot at those comitatenses, we don't want to fight them as we are fighting these guys. Shaken. And they are starting to take some casualties. If we don't break, I think we have this battle. Shaken. Shaken. And they are surrounded, hopefully they will break soon. And they have broken. And basically, I would argue that we have victory in our hands rather soon. So let's give these guys a bit time to rest. And then we will start firing at those comitatenses. And I think our flanking force can come a bit closer. And there. Nice. And this should alleviate at least some of our financial concerns. And we can actually make comitatenses here, which means we can retrain them as well. And we could actually train Imperial Household Bodyguard and Equites Libinari. This is actually an excellent settlement. Unfortunately, they will take 2 turns to build. So I think we will go with comitatenses for now. But the situation here is looking rather nice. And let's train 1 unit of Legiolanciari here. And in Sirmium, I think we will train a couple of Legiolanciaris as well. And I think we can do some investments. For example, Plumbatari, and we do have a general available. And I think he shall go to Italy or Salona. Maybe to Salona. And in Sidon, let's build an academy in Jerusalem. We shall continue that, and of course here we want to have all the mercenaries available. In Tarentum, I think a port should increase our income quite nicely, and then of course those improved mines. Unfortunately, Salona will most likely be besieged. Oh, but there are those improved mines already. But I think in Ephesus we could build them. And in... Well, at least in... I think in Ephesus we will build that. And in Athens, those large mines. And we have a turn. Oh, and I have forgotten my diplomat once again. A suitable husband, I think he is suitable. And once again in Constantinople, I think this time we could send this guy to Ephesus. And I think we should make one good army for defensive purposes here. And I guess it will be commanded by the faction leader. So at the very least, these Limitanei will go out. I don't think we want to have too much cavalry there. But every archery unit will be needed, and every comitatensis unit as well. And I think missile cavalry will be the best option for the rest of the troops. So let's get rid of those. And I think this army can move forwards. Perhaps to join the invasion of Italy. Good, our army grows while the enemy grows weaker there. And Mediolanium is rather a ripe target for taking, and it will add nice finances, improve our finances quite nicely. And of course this army here needs to be dealt with. Apparently it cannot be done automatically. And at the same time I think that we'll need to have to wait for the next time. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you will be notified whenever a new video is released. Feel free to post comments, ask questions and so on. And I think I will put some links about information about Goths this time, since we have had problems with them in this video. So feel free to check them as well from the video description. Have a great rest of the day. Quality Old Games out.